Hey guys, I'm back with another tutorial. I'm going to show you all how to paint the lips. This is a face that I drew some months back when I first started my YouTube channel. So if you want to see that video, go check it out. It's like one of the first videos I have on this channel. And I think I started with the lips, how to draw lips. So if you want to know how to draw lips, go look at that video and it'll show you exactly how to draw the lips. Also check out my video that I posted last week of how to mix skin tones, and that's how I got this color. When you're painting a lips, you can look at a reference if you like, if you're painting or drawing from the reference, but I'm just going to tell you how to paint them without using a reference, just in case you don't have one or you want to have an original artwork of a person but you don't know how to do that. And I'm going to give you guys a kind of close to realistic version of how to paint some lips. What you have to notice or have to realize is that the bottom lip is almost always lighter than the top lip. Why that is, I don't know. So when you paint this, you're going to need a darker version of this color. So go to the skin tone video to see how to mix that. I'm going to start by doing the lighter version of this, and I'm also painting in acrylic, which means I'm going to have to layer this more than once. But even with working in acrylic, it's always best to work with the underpainting, and that's exactly what we're starting with, is the underpainting. So I'm going to start with this. Now I'm going to do the top lip. All I'm going to do is mix a semi-darker version of this color and go over that. Now I'm going to wait for this to dry, and I'll be back once it's dry with multiple layers on top. Okay guys, so it's all dried. So now that we got kind of the base, you're going to want to work on your highlights and your lowlights. To get the darks established, you're not going to want to mix in black. You're going to take dark blue. This is like a kind of like an ultramarine blue, not quite. The exact color is unclear because it's covered in paint, but take some blue. This be like 1 part blue. And you're going to take burnt umber, 1 part burnt umber. And you're going to mix this together thoroughly. And it's going to give you a dark color, almost black, but not really black. You're going to start the corner of the mouth. Now in the corner of the mouth, kind of in the corner, not quite, where the lips meet, it's like a dot of darkness. You're going to just do that. And it kind of fades out. So I'm going to just drag it in towards the lip. And that's how you get the inside corner, the darkness there. You can dab a little bit along the line of the lip, but note that there's not like a clear, definite line that the two lips have. I mean, it's built on by shading. It's not by just a dark line, unless you have heavy shadows. But the way we're doing is that the light source is coming directly straight forward on her face, just to keep it simple. Once you've done that, you can let it dry, or you can work not too close to it, where you're going to mix what color you did for the top lip with a little bit of the color that I just did with this black, but not black. So I'm going to do that. And because it's not a definite line, you're going to use some more of this color. And you're going to go along the bottom part of the lip. And you can do a little bit on the very top. Now you're going to take some more of your original color while the paint is still wet. You're going to go along the edges to soften up the edge a little bit. And for the bottom lip, you're going to do close to the same thing, but you're going to use the color that you used for the top lip for the shadows. And you're going to do the same thing and soften the edges with the original color. Now that we've established the darks, we can move on to the lights. Now, unlike what we do with the dark, you're actually going to want to add white to make lights. And the reason why you do that is because when white light shines on your face, it really is white light, but the darkness doesn't correlate to black because black is not really a color. Black is the absence of color. That's it. The only time you use black is when it truly is extremely dark and very hard to see. And then you're going to go in at the bottom. And you're gradually going to add more white to the paint and add on the highlight. You can do this while it's still wet. It blends pretty well when it's like that. Now that you basically have your base done of your lips, we're going to go in with a really small brush. Now if you don't have a teeny tiny brush, you can always use a toothpick. Might sound crazy, but it works perfectly fine. It might even work better than this brush. And lips aren't going to just be blobs of color. Lips have lines in it, of course, too. Now you don't have to do this. I mean, this is pretty good how it is now. But this is if you want to take it a little step further and make it look a little more realistic. So I'm going to make it a little more realistic. And I'm going to go in with a darker hue of the original color mixed in with some of the black, or our makeshift black. I'm just going to put in some little lines coming out from the center of her mouth and going up from the bottom. Now you don't want to do this, you don't want to do too much of this because then it'll just look like a whole bunch of lines on the lip. You just want to make it look like there's a little bit of creasing in the lips. And once you finish that, you're going to do the same thing, only you're going to use a lighter color, almost closer to white. So you're going to add a little more white than you did for the highlights to do this step. And just keep doing this until you're satisfied with what you have. Looking good.